Hello everybody, it's vanburman here. Welcome to my first impressions video for the Iiyama, or Iiyama, however you pronounce it, G Master GB3461 WQSW Ultrawide 144 Hz 1440p 34-inch monitor. I think I've covered everything there. So I don't really know where to start. I was planning on doing a whole thing where I edit this video and put it out for you, but yeah, a lot of my other monitor stuff has been relatively raw, so I thought we'd keep it that way. So I've got the monitor behind me. Obviously it's just showing my YouTube dashboard at the minute, so it's a bit difficult to maybe perhaps get a judge of particularly how it looks. It will depend on the monitor you're watching this through right now, or screen, not necessarily monitor. So a couple of things that I'll talk about because I've had questions about them. So what is the IPS glow like? I've tried to find ways of showing it on camera, but it is not, well, it didn't come out particularly clear, but basically over my left side of the monitor, especially down here and up in this corner, there is. I would say it's not noticeable during regular use though. I'd say the only time I have noticed it is when I've had Premiere Pro up. Probably still won't be able to see it anyway, so I don't know why I'm doing it, but and because obviously there's a, can you see my mouse in that corner? Probably, maybe just about. Yeah, because it's all very like dark and grey and what have you, usually you do get something come up on that, you know, on that side. But it's only like minor really. The colours themselves are really good. I'm bearing in mind I'm only comparing it to my last monitor, which was an electric 34-inch ultrawide, 1440p still though, and I think that one was a VA panel. So you know, maybe the difference in VA to IPS is the real difference that I'm seeing. So the big thing I really struggled with initially was getting used to the fact that it is flat and not curved. To me, almost, when I first got it, it looked like it was sort of like bowing in the middle, so the middle was sticking out because there's such a big, you know, contrast between the two. And I think going from a curved monitor to a flat monitor, you know, sort of played tricks on my mind the other way. I don't get it so much now. I do feel as though the corners are perhaps a little bit far away from me. And I think something this size probably, in my opinion, does suit itself to being curved. I've tried out the G-Sync on this only a couple of times and I've had no issues with it. It seems to work, you know, as far as I'm aware how G-Sync works. You know, no stuttering or flashes or whatever else. I don't know, I've not really experienced any bad G-Sync before, so don't know what to tell you on that one, I'm afraid. It runs really well at 144 Hz. I've played a bit of Rocket League on it, which is sort of like my go-to game that's fast-paced and what have you. And next to me I've got a 1080p 144 Hz monitor, and it runs a lot, much the same, but also a lot smoother. I think probably because, you know, we've got the perhaps better panel technology, and also, you know, there doesn't seem to be as much ghosting. I'd say it is still there, but obviously I'm only talking compared to my last monitor, but it seems to have halved it. So, you know, just for me in terms of, you know, making that quote-unquote upgrade, it seems to have been really useful. Unfortunately, I have, oh no, maybe we'll stop. So yeah, so that's the goods. The good bits. Another good part is actually the stand. You do get a lot of movement on that, up, down, tilt, and I don't call it pivot, do they? Swivel. That's what I'm looking for. The minute I've got it on an arm, so no real point in showing you that, but you know, the stand is quite big, I would say, but it does give you all of those free range of movements, which I think, especially on the sort of the lower end brands that I've had before, you don't, and to be fair, even some Samsungs that I've had previously, you don't get that level of flexibility with the positioning. So that was actually really quite nice. And now, I think I've gone through all the good stuff. If I missed anything out, please do let me know in the comments and I'll try my best to answer. I have been trying my best to answer on the unboxing video, but I've not been trying to give too many of my opinions because I'm aware that, you know, things change. So probably one of the least good parts is going to be the buttons for the on-screen display. You know, we'll just move the camera over so we can see. So I don't know how much this will translate in terms of being on video, but you know, I've had all my monitors that I've had for the last sort of 5 or 6 years have all had a little nubbin underneath, you know, a little circular nipple, if you will, and this one has got dedicated buttons, and it's not quite as easy to navigate around. Assuming you can't even see that. So I'll zoom it in so you turn it off. See what I mean though? Like, these are the issues that I wouldn't have with a nubbin, because it's just not possible. So, oh, it's just me being thick, I don't know. So we've got usual picture stuff, so depending on what main setting you've got it on, you can change other aspects. So we've got like overdrive, eco mode, the black tuner on there. It's all based off what you select off here, but then it's all available in the option anyway. So for me, it should have just taken you to this screen when you clicked menu. You then got some options for the colour. Various input selects, even though there's an input select on a separate button for that. Picture-in-picture mode, I've not tried that out. Audio, the sound from this monitor is actually okay for being from a monitor. The iStyle mode, which is just a load of preset, you know, colour temperatures and all that sort of stuff. I've got mine set to strategy. It's the one I liked the most out of all of them, without actually going in and, you know, customizing one myself from scratch. Languages, on-screen display menu, probably could have changed that to be more of a timeout sign, and then you've got I don't know what the LED option does. You can set HDR on, but I think then you lose. Am I right in thinking that you lose some of the hertz at that point? I think that's right. Anyway, so yeah, you know, they're decent, good options in the menu, but they're a pain in the arse to get to, and you won't be able to see it, but I'll show you anyway. Over this side of the monitor, we have the USB 3 hub, which is actually quite useful. I plugged my external hard drive and my external sound card into there, and they run really well. But they're very finicky because they're up and under here, and even when you've got it on the stand, you struggle to get it up high enough and tilt it enough to put them in on the fly. You sort of almost have to do it beforehand, which, as you can imagine, throwing a monitor arm can be a little bit disruptive. So yeah, I'm not overly keen by that. I would prefer if it was at the side, you know, so you could just sort of like hook it in at the side and it would be yeah, easy to get to. Like I say, I am comparing it to my old monitor, but there you go. So the elephant in the room, which you've not been able to see thus far, but I will do my darndest to get it on camera, is, now I've only noticed this today, so hence why, you know, I spent a lot of time saying I want to gotta try and find it now. Spent a lot of time saying that, you know, I wanted to test out the camera a bit more, the monitor a bit more before I did a video, and I lost it, and then we got it. Can I do some focus doodad? No. I have got a video with it on, so there you go. You can just about see it, but I'll put in the video now of the LED. And unfortunately, as you can see, one of the LEDs is not functioning as it should. It is dead, and I don't know what's brought it on. You know, it's only happened very recently. I like I said, probably today. Not that I go through and check it every day. So I've actually started a return so that I can send it back. Now, as you may or may, I didn't realise, but apparently trying to get any courier to insure you for sending a monitor back is damn near impossible. Apparently, they won't insure you, so you have to send it at your own risk, effectively. But you know, I'm still within my 14 days. Overclockers didn't offer me any sort of replacement or anything like that. You know, obviously, if it's a faulty product, then they have to sort out the return postage and what have you, and refund or replace it for you. And I would have wanted a refund, but unfortunately, yeah, nothing I can really do. They, you know, there's regulations that says if there's one dead pixel, then, you know, that's not enough reason to say it's faulty. To me, that doesn't make any sense. To some of you guys, that might, you know, be the norm or what you know or what you expect. But yeah, it just seems really odd for me to think about it like that. So I'm going to be sending that back, and I've ordered another one of these monitors. So, you know, despite the fact it does have its issues, you know, some stuff is not ideal whatsoever, and I've had one with a dead pixel. I do still really like the monitor, and I think at the minute, for the money, it's the best thing that's on the market. I know there's the AOC curved VA panel that's out there as well, which I think would also be good, and there's going to be a curved version of this one. But yeah, you know, I've enjoyed it, and had it not been for the dead pixel, there was no way I'd be sending it back. But it's just sort of forced my hand because I'm still in the cancellation period. You know, I figure I'll send it back now rather than, you know, potentially have more issues maybe down the line. I wouldn't mind so much, you know, if it was down in the taskbar or in a corner or what have you, but it's, you know, in your normal viewing angles of using the screen. You know, I've got a dead pixel on my laptop, but it's right at the bottom in the Windows taskbar. You never notice it. Whereas, you know, this will quite often fit into my normal, you know, sort of widescreen view. So I realised I've sort of laboured a little bit on that dead pixel point. But I would recommend it for the money, for sure. But yes, just beware, you know. I don't know what sort of panels necessarily they're using, how reliable they are. If I get another one with a dead pixel, will I still recommend it? That, you know, all those questions are there and relevant. So please do take this for what it is. I'm an uninformed guy giving you my opinion on what I perceive with my eyes. And I have a comparison point that isn't like, you know, one of the top end Samsungs or LGs. You know, the electric brand do use, I think, off-brand Samsung ones or Samsung panels in a different body with different, you know, on-screen displays and all that sort of stuff. A rebrand, that's what I meant to say. But, you know, despite that, you know, you have to, yeah, like I say, you have to take it for what it is. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and I hope that it answered a lot of the more common questions from the unboxing video. Thank you for all of the comments on that as well. It's good to see that people are, you know, getting into it and see that I think it's a good deal. Touch wood, but there's no more issues with the new one that's going to come. You know, because yeah, I'm really enjoying using it. Taking me a bit of a while to get used to the flat screen, but yeah, I think now I've had an IPS panel, or at least like what I would, like I say, no background really for this whatsoever, but what I consider to be a decent screen, you know, IPS, the colours and everything else. You know, I think it would feel like a big downgrade to go back from that, and I think it's definitely helped with, you know, sort of maybe how I look at editing my videos for YouTube and that sort of stuff. So yeah, just that to bear in mind. And if I don't see you again, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Put some comments down below if you've got any about this, and if I can answer it or you want my opinion, feel free. I am mostly available to answer those sort of questions. And if you're sticking around, I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.